Welcome to another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
I'm Mr. Magazine.
Mr. Magazine, I'd like to announce right now a major change in how I do business.
Wow.
And I want to thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
So why don't you tell everybody what you did? How about I give you a clue?
Okay.
Because otherwise we'll be sitting here. Yeah, that was the fastest okay ever. Do you remember we were talking this past Monday, and I mentioned the books that I picked up at the flea market, a whole bunch of religious books.
Yep.
And I got them right, priced right, and I got 36 books, ended up being something or other like that.
Yep.
And I told Mr. Magazine, look, I got them right. They're from the somewhere 1850s on through. And I know there's some really good ones in there. I just know that they are from years of doing this.
Sure.
And what did you tell me, Mr. Magazine, when I started telling you my idea?
You thought I was going to forget what I said, didn't you?
No.
I said, well, for me, if you don't know what their value, instead of wasting your time terror-peeking every single book, go over the first 5 or so for the ones you think that are the best, regardless of what they're really worth, what you think are good. List them, on eBay or whatever, get your maximum money out of them, and then the rest of them do whatnot.
And I actually took that a step further. I'm looking up none of them. I'm putting them all on Whatnot.
Okay.
Didn't look any of them up. I kind of got the idea from when I had picked up all of those movie books, and I listed those, and I did well with them. And I checked 3 or 4 for value just to kind of get an idea as to value. Sure. And then I listed all those. I picked up another collection of books off of a gentleman, and literally I brought them here, and I've taken pictures of them all, and I've put it up on Whatnot. And today I went on to buy my lunch hour of books, bought the books, bought them right. I'm not looking any of them up. I'm literally putting them all on Whatnot, letting them go at $3. Now, obviously, in order for this to work, I have to pay enough that selling it at $3, I'm going to make money.
Right.
Or pay so little that I can still make money selling them at $3, and I'm not going to sell 100% of the books. I do understand that going in.
Sure.
But kind of what opened my eyes is the fact that books take up a lot of room. Books do not tend to fly off the shelf. They just do not.
Right.
Not a lot of people really are interested in them. Now, I regularly will sell a book for, $40, $50, $80, whatever like that, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
But if I've held on to it for 6, 7, 8 years, you've seen my garage, you've seen my basement, you've seen my living room. I'm not set up at this point. I'm running out of room. I'm not set up to maximize the money out of every book that I get or every item that I get.
Right.
And as long as I can buy it right, so I am beginning to embrace the short nickel. I've always been the long dime, and I'm starting to embrace the short nickel. So what are your thoughts of the short nickel? When would you do it, Mr. Magazine?
I mean, again, if we're comparing to Whatnot.
Any venue.
The problem is, here's the example. We'd like to do lots. We've been doing lots, but you have to be very smart, or at least I have to be smart doing lots because I have employees I have to pay. So, and then, for example, here's we were redoing the shelves, and we come across some magazines that we were going to relist from years ago, do better, whatever, and a pile were warplane magazines.
Okay.
Say 50, 60 of them. Well, he was going to relist them on eBay, and I'm like, well, if we had them for 10 years, and they're not on Amazon. So if we want to relist them on eBay, well, they haven't sold in 10 years, let's lot them on eBay. So now, do we want to spend the time lotting 50 magazines to get $50 when it might take them 20 minutes to list it? For me, it's cheaper to walk 10 feet out the door and throw them in the dumpster. I'm not kidding you. It really is, I think, because I have better stuff. I can give this employee $25 and $30 magazines that he can list, say, 25 in an hour. Now you're listing $500 worth of product, potential sales, that are fresh and new and hopefully will sell because I prep them. So hopefully I think they're good enough where someone would want them. Or we have these warplanes from 10 years ago that, they might go for $3 to $5 on eBay slowly. You lot them. It's going to take them 20 minutes to put a lot on that may or may not sell for $50 or get a $30 offer in 2 years. So honestly, it's cheaper just to throw them out. It's not worth storing them. It's not worth calling out, hey, do you want to come get these, or I'm going to come bring them to you. It's not worth any effort to put any more time into these because we already gave them 10 years chance. Out they go.
See, and that would have been the perfect thing for Whatnot.
They're still there. I didn't throw them out yet. But, again, if you want to walk over there and pick them up, that's all you.
you sit there and you throw it on and you have a themed auction.
Right.
Or you throw a few in every single auction, especially if they got good covers.
Sure.
And you sit there and hey, this is going to be all the warplane themed auction.
Yeah.
You give it a month in advance.
Airplanes in general. Like so, if I have 5 other titles, and if I said, hey, we're going to keep these for 7 days at the warehouse. If you don't come by then, we're throwing them out. We need the room. Then we could have a bunch of airplane magazines for you, books, whatever.
Yeah. Right, and that's the perfect example for what would work great on Whatnot as far as that goes, because you just throw them on and you put them on up, and then you're hoping that people are coming by that are interested in it. And certainly about a second or third auction. I'll tell you one thing that actually goes okay on Whatnot, and it's not a very fast sell anywhere else, is the Railroad magazine from the 1930s. They've got nice looking covers on them, but they don't tend to sell very fast anywhere else.
Sure.
They will actually sell on Whatnot for $3 to $5 a piece.
Nice.
Now, in the old days, I would walk by those. I wouldn't even pick them up. Now, if I see a pile of them, I'll just kind of ask. And most of the time, people are high priced on them, but every once in a while, people just want to get rid of them.
Sure.
And if they're going to give me a price, under $1 an issue, I'll pick them up and I'll put them over on Whatnot in the case like that, because I know that those things have sold.
Sure.
In the old days, I would have either not bought them, or if I did buy them, I would go and is this on Amazon? Is this on eBay? What can I get out of this? Can I get $10 out of it? I can get $12. Well, by the time you add all of that time in trying to get checked to see, is it on Amazon?
Right.
Oh, it is. Okay, I can list this. Now I'm going to list it on Amazon for $10 and it sells in 8 years.
Yeah.
I'd rather get $3 out of it out of Whatnot if I come across it. And then it goes to a good home to somebody or other that wants it. So I've kind of changed quite a bit, because years ago I was not doing that whatsoever with stuff. And, just the fact that I've gotten a number of book calls all within a short period of time, and they're all books from 1920s and before, it tells me that there's a lot of books out there in upstate New York. There really, truly are. And then I've got a whole porch full of them as well that I haven't been able to list. And bunch of them in the garage, and a bunch of them at your stored with you, and 4 boxes or 6 boxes that you brought not too long ago are sitting in the basement underneath some books that I wanted in an auction next to my buddy that passed back in 2021. I bought all of his golf books. Those are all still sitting in the basement, and so on. So given all of those books, anything new that comes in, I definitely am going to be just one single book might be a different story, obviously. But if I buy a big bunch of books, as long as I pick up 30, 40, 50 of them in a lot, I'm just going to bring them right to Whatnot and just unload them. And as long as I'm paying $1 or under a book, I think there's, money to be made on it, and it saves the things from the landfills as well. Cool. So kind of let me know down below what you think about that, because if you go back to our early videos, I was always the long dime person. Now I'm kind of changing somewhat. Just because not enough room and too much stuff. Not a good combination. What is a good combination?
Hitting the like button.
And subscribing. We will see you next video.
Take care.